What's up, guys? So I'm going to be doing a review on One Piece, chapter 743. And so I have the chapter here. I've already read it, but I want to go through it real quick with you guys. Um, I'm not restating anything that's very obvious if you've already read the chapter. So we'll skip the chapter summary for now. I've said this a jillion times already, a zillion times, but I just love Usopp as a character, the comical setup it had, the build up where everyone was counting on Usopp. Well, not everyone, but almost everyone. Luffy had no idea what the heck was going on, really. And so we get to a point where they all got turned into humans again, all the toys. So everything's in the Rampage. My first reaction was she was just unconscious. She just fainted. So this is a temporary thing. It's not something that where it's done forever. It's not like she's dead. So that was my first thing. I was like, she could get awakened in like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, I was thinking someone has to go up and kill this person before it's like too late. And so second thing is, how long will this rampage last, and will it be enough to destroy or cause enough of a stir? It seems like it is, but we don't know for sure. I feel like Don Flamingo is just that strong of a person. It's just nothing. Like, his crew could, in fact, regardless of how big a rampage it is, and it seems like everything's amok from above ground, underground. Everyone's going on a rampage. Everyone's remembering stuff, and they're rioting really hard. But it seems like if Don Flamingo just uses his powers, everything can be set right as soon as this girl wakes up. So it's not that big a deal, in my opinion. My first reaction again was just, why this isn't that big a deal. They should kill this girl, or at least subdue her to the point where she won't just wake up and it won't just all be fixed. Anyhow, regardless of this, I think the next big thing is that I was honestly confused as to how exactly Usopp stopped this from happening. And what I ended up finding when I checked the Wikia was essentially, like, I was confused. I was like, did he do something? Did he spit the spicy fruit or whatever, the spicy thing, into this girl's mouth, or what exactly happened? And for those of you out there who are also confused, essentially what it was that Usopp, from the spiciness and the pain of the fruit, made such a weird convoluted face that it scared the girl so hard that she fainted and went unconscious. And so that pretty much caused this whole thing to go bonkers, for her to go unconscious. And so the whole place is going crazy. They're like, how did anyone defeat this girl? How could anyone have the strength to defeat this girl? And then so we get to the ending of this chapter, and we see Kairos on his one leg, like jumping out after him with his huge longsword. I'm confused about the longsword. Did he have the longsword when he was still a toy? That didn't really make sense. I guess it just materialized, or maybe he had it. No, I think he had it in advance. He stole it from somewhere. And so now everyone remembers everything, and so a lot of people are sort of preoccupied when they should be sort of using this opportunity as a surprise attack on people. But Violasama is one of these people. She's preoccupied and incapacitated to a point where she's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot the past 10 years of my memories, yada yada yada. And she's just like frozen in that state, and it's obvious, like, she's like, why can't I remember? It's obvious why she can't remember. It's this girl's ability, it's her power. But again, she's frozen in a state when this should be the point where they should be launching an attack with Kairos onto Don Flamingo. And so I can understand Luffy doing it, because that's typical Luffy, and I think that's the sort of setup that Oda wants. It's always the setup Oda makes happen in every arc. Luffy's sort of like always going to be the last fight. It's always going to be the biggest, toughest, strongest boss versus Luffy. And so that's why Luffy in this case is sort of hanging back, not really aiding Kairos. He's just like hanging back, trying to figure out the scenario with Viola, like asking Viola questions and about what's going on. And Oda's pretty much playing on the fact that Luffy's naive and trying to figure things out, but really he just wants Luffy to be, he wants Kairos to lose first, everyone to lose first, before finally Luffy steps in and takes out the final boss, as always, for the arc to end. And so now even the prior king remembers Kairos. And here's my only real bad thing about this story, or this chapter. Kairos chops off Don Flamingo's head, and then he just lets down his guard and is like, okay, it's done. I think that's the stupidest thing ever, especially for someone who's won 3,000 battles where there are no rules, where any sort of dirty trick could be used. You shouldn't be on your, I mean, you should literally, I would not be satisfied, especially after 3,000 battles I've gone through and won, until I've chopped this guy to ribbons. So I made sure he was dead. He chops off his head, and it's so obvious. I mean, you see in the panel, Don Flamingo's still smiling and laughing when his head's rolling off on the floor. So it's obvious he's still alive. How with his fruit, I don't know. Maybe his ability can somehow, I know his ability has to do with strings. Maybe he can reconnect his head with the strings, I don't know. But it's just retarded for Kairos, especially when it's so sort of implied that Kairos already fought Don Flamingo and lost. So his first loss in 3,000 fights in his lifetime, actually, was to Don Flamingo, and it seems like he lost pretty quickly. For him to just let his guard down, or think it was that easy, or that quick to kill Don Flamingo, to just charge in on one leg and kill Don Flamingo, that's not gonna happen, no matter how fast you are. And how fast can you be with one leg? It's just ridiculous. It's a plot hole in my opinion for him to be so stupid. It doesn't make sense when he has 3,000 wins under his belt, when all sorts of dirty tricks could be used to try and win. I mean, it was a life or death fight in the Coliseum. Finally, we get this final thing where we see this unknown character, Lucy, who we all know who it is. He destroys the Coliseum, it cracks underneath him. I really like this guy's techniques, it's awesome. He uses some sort of dragon fang talent technique. He cracks the whole ring, and he keeps saying these weird, cryptic things about how everything has a core. It probably has something to do with his technique, some sort of dragon core technique. And he's like, everything has a core, you have a core too. It seems like this country, you've been this country's puppet, Rebecca. Everything surely has a core, this ring has a core. Ryusuken, dragon's breath. So he's used dragon's talent, dragon's breath. Somewhat, maybe a similar, a very faint nod at Fairy Tail. Regardless, he cracks the ring, boom, it goes, and they're probably going to be fighting underneath. I don't know what's going to happen. He's probably going to win out, but we'll see what happens. I honestly can't make any predictions, because honestly anything can happen in this chapter. I usually do, but I really can't. Like, literally anything can happen. I feel like this guy's going to win the fight, and I feel like regardless of whoever wins, they're not just going to be given the Ace's devil fruit. Don Flamingo is not that sort of guy. Regardless though, this barrier guy is probably going to give it up. He wants to protect this guy. He doesn't care about winning. Rebecca's going to lose. I mean, it's just, this guy's much stronger, and then that's just how it is. Maybe that guy from Blackbeard's crew may have a chance. I doubt it. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.